Y'all see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Cool. All right. So welcome to the Council of the Morning Star. We back. I know y'all been missing us. It's not 2025 yet. For those that's out there listening from the YouTube world and TikTok or wherever you're coming from, it's not 2025 yet. 2025 will be in March. And we're going to have a study about that too, about New Year's and the lunar moon and all that good stuff as well too. So, I mean, if you did celebrate, I understand some people do it for family matters or whatever the case may be, it's fine. But just so we know that we're actually still in 2024, supposedly, quote unquote, supposedly. We could be in another year. Who knows? There's a lot of different things out there that I've seen that I would like to touch on, but I'm not going to touch on it today. So this is the first study, supposedly for the new year for the ones that do believe in the new year. And it's another study for me because I took a break for maybe a month to kind of get a lot of situations going on within life. You know what I'm saying? But we back, though. We're going to continue God's work. And this study is a special one. For my people that didn't come to the last study, there's a lot of information that I put out, and I want to go back and retouch those topics that I did because I truly felt like I rushed through them. I want to be able to go into depth piece by piece as far as, like, for example, when we did the chakras, I feel like we should have did one chakra at a time instead of trying to cram all the chakras into one study. It's time to be more patient on what we're doing and be able to make sure people understand the information, because it's all about me giving the information to somebody else and then they giving it to somebody else. And if I'm cramping too much stuff into one study, a lot of people get confused, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm jumping from topic to topic, chakra here, element here, and all these things. So I want to be able to slow it down and organize it and get people to truly understand what's going on. So this study is about masculine and feminine energy. And why is it important to understand that? Well, that's us. That's our daily life. Husband and wife, boy and girl, girlfriend and boyfriend, mother, father. It's in life throughout everything. But that's the physical side of the masculine and feminine. I want to touch on the spiritual side of it and probably a little bit of the physical too as we go into the study. And as you see who this quote is from, and it's a very powerful quote as I was going into my studies about masculine and feminine energy. And it says, develop the strength of a man, but live as a woman. That's very powerful. Very powerful, because right here it tells you clearly you should have balance between the two when you have masculine and feminine energy. We understand that masculine is all about getting things done. But the woman is a very important, very, very important, because the woman is about life. It's the feminine side. The woman creates. The woman gives birth. If it wasn't for a woman, this earth wouldn't even be populated. So that feminine side, that feminine energy is very important to have and to balance it and to be able to understand it, because when these people are teaching the Bible, just the Bible for right now, they only teach masculine for the ones that don't truly understand the spirit. They only teach masculine things and physical things. And they don't even teach about the feminine side. They don't want to include it in there. And I have no clue why. So basically, that's what I'm talking about today, is understanding the masculine and feminine energy and what it's about, and how Jesus, well, Christ, actually used it as well too. We're going to talk about that too. So masculine and feminine. as popular opposite forces are polar. I'm sorry, I know I'd be butchering words. As polar opposite forces, not just in humans, but in all creation. They shape our ideas of desire in either gender, our styles of communication, our relationships to the world. Most of all, however, they represent an inner experience that can be felt within seconds of applying the methodologies of accessing them. So let's take time on these slides. We don't want to just jump to slides like I was doing in my other studies. I want to kind of take time and dissect the slides. I mean, we ain't got to be so long with it on it, but we want to be able to understand what was read. So as polar opposite forces, we know that they are opposites, masculine and feminine, but we also need to know that it helps us with communication. It helps us with relationships in the world, like I just said, mother and father and boy and girl and girlfriend and boyfriend, husband and wife. But what's so important is the inner experience that we can get, that can be felt within seconds of applying this, of understanding what it is about, the balance and the unbalance, and that's what we're going to get into shortly. So anything that flows is in the feminine. So when we talk about feminine energy, we talk about flow. As you can see, it says when thoughts sail through our heads or swirl like a summer breeze through the nature pathways of our brains, we are under the influence of feminine energy. The thought process most of the time is feminine energy that flows now. The other thoughts of more aggressive thoughts will be a masculine energy. But if it's something that is very smooth, because I can touch it now, but we're going to touch it later. When it comes to your creating side, you being organized in life, you taking your time with certain things, that's the feminine energy within you. That's your feminine side of you. Your masculine side is all on go. It ain't too much of taking woosah moments or kind of thinking things out. The masculine is like, let's get this done. Let's take action. But that feminine side is, no, let's chill for a little bit. Let's organize. Let's strategize. Let's see what's going on. Let's create a blueprint so we can kind of be ahead of things. That's the feminine energy. That's what that first paragraph is basically telling us. Then it says, when we embark on spiritual practices, such as Zen meditation, the masculine acts as stepping out of the flow of the thought to observe everything from the outside. So that's basically what I just said when the masculine energy is like, hey, let's take action. You're not going within and taking a breather and trying to figure out what's going on. And as you can see, Jesus used a lot of the feminine side when he was doing certain things for people. And we're going to get into that later. Okay. So the masculine acts as stepping out of the flow of the thought to observe everything from the outside. However, effecting meditation requires a delicate balance of feminine and masculine energy. That's the balance. A gentle combination of focus and allowing discipline and letting go. So we went over a few slides right now. Y'all want to add anything into here? Mitch and Trayvon?
Sir, I'm good.
I'm good. For now.
Good? Okay, cool. All right. Oh, I didn't see the other people up here. I'm sorry. Anybody else want to add something? I thought Mitch and Trayvon did want to. Okay. Now, this where it kind of, I got mind boggled. And why? It's because the right side of the brain is the feminine and the left side of the brain is the masculine. But when it comes to the body, it's opposite. Did y'all hear what I just said?
repeat that one
That's
more
not.
time, please?
That's yeah. It's not trying to be smart. I'm just saying I want y'all because I know my joint be acting up sometimes. So
You saying that?
the right side of the brain, okay, is the feminine side. The left side of the brain is the masculine side. But when it comes to the body, it's opposite. Meaning your left side of your body is going to be feminine and your right side of your body is going to be masculine. Ain't that strange? That's like, it's like, why not just, Go ahead.
I was going to agree with you.
It's reversed.
Yeah, it's reversed. So it's so what I'm saying is I'm gonna read this. You can read it now, but the right side of your brain is operating the left side of your body. So the left side of the brain is operating the right side of your body, which is very, very interesting. Very interesting. And what's so interesting is when you think about your dominant side of yourself, think about the dominant side of yourself and which side of your brain is operating that dominant side of you. And then you can kind of reflect on a lot of things that you do on your dominant side, and you can kind of see where you're leading, whether you're leading with the feminine or you're leading with the masculine. You see what I'm saying? It was like very interesting to me when and I'm like, what? That's interesting. It was very interesting. So y'all, I got a little diagram right here, as you can see, where the right side of the body is a divine masculine and the left side is a divine feminine. And we have here your different types of attributes: water, awareness, freedom, balance, connection, alignment for your feminine side. And then for your masculine side, you see fire, the sun, fixed, yang. The yin is the feminine and the yang is the masculine. We're going to get in that in a few minutes. So it says these two parallels and the experience of them are based on non-material world, in the world of consciousness and energy. We find them in our emotions, our fears, our desires, the archetypes that speak through us, the thoughts we think, and the dreams that take us into vast realms of our collective unconsciousness. Right. And the middle would be the balance. So what that middle is, the awareness, freedom, balance, connection. Can y'all see that? The alignment, power. Y'all see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Respect, wholeness. And again, the reason why I'm going into this is because Jesus, the Bible uses this throughout the whole book. The whole book. You know what I'm saying? It's masculine, feminine. It's masculine energy, it's feminine energy, and it's balance throughout the whole book. So, any questions, concerns, add-ons? Y'all good? Okay.
Keep leading, brother. You got it.
So, that's what I just spoke about. When we look at the masculine and feminine, we see masculine energy and feminine energy right here. The yin and the yang, which we know as we going into the physical part right now, we see masculine having testosterone and feminine having estrogen. And just to add on, we know that they pumping our food with estrogen. But that's not a good thing when it comes to the physical. That ain't a spiritual thing. Men can't have too much estrogen in their body. That's not a balance. When it comes to a man having the hormones, estrogen and testosterone, they got to have more testosterone, which we talk about the physical. So we're not going to really have too much balance when it comes to estrogen and testosterone. We got to have more testosterone. That's what makes us a man. That's what makes our voice deep. When you have too much estrogen in your body, your voice is not that deep. And you have not, excuse my language, the men that be growing titties. They have estrogen. They have more estrogen in their body. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So you won't have no balance when it comes to that right there. You got to build it. I mean, and Ant will tell you that. Ant, what's up, Ant? Ant will tell you that, right, Ant?
That's a fact.
Yeah. So and Ant is a bodybuilder. So yeah, he'll tell you that. So,
That's fact.
So, natural, feminine, as you can see here, unconditional love, understanding, tenderness, kindness. And the thing is, when you're using these things, that's the feminine side of you. You know what I'm saying? That's your feminine energy. That's that divine mother that's leading you. Because we know God is not just man. We know, not man, but we know God is masculine and feminine energy. So, as we can see here, that's what the feminine is all about. That's what you'll be using when you're doing, this is what you'll be doing when you're doing feminine. And it's just, this is a good study because it just makes you aware of the things that you're doing. When you're doing stuff for your kids or you're doing stuff for your wife or work or, whatever the case may be, just keeping you self-aware. When it comes to the masculine side, you see we use logic, confidence, protection, boundaries, discipline, right? Direction, provider. One they should have had up there, but they ain't got it up here.
Okay. So it's like Jesus expressed these qualities as well.
Correct.
Compassion, healing, gentleness, humility,
Correct.
nurturing, inclusion.
That's right.
Etc.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. He used these qualities. He used these qualities to help show God. That's what he did. He used these qualities to help show God. So as you can see, the shadow masculine, when we kind of shadow things, it gets a little neediness, powerless. And that's basically unbalanced when you see shadow feminine or shadow masculine. And we're going to go into that in a little bit too. It's just, I felt like this was a good diagram for you guys to look at. So the feminine flows, radiates, and embraces, whereas the masculine penetrates and are caught total still in its transition of that which moves. Another way of seeing it is saying that the masculine is the emptiness of ego, death, while the feminine is the fullness of life. Another example is to say that the feminine is a river and the masculine is the banks. A river without a banks is a destructive force of chaos. A bank without a river is no bank at all, just a lonely heap of dust and an infinite expanse of nothing. I like how they put that together, so I just added that in there, y'all. And we started going balance when you kind of read this one right here. And this is the yin and the yang. Another good diagram, a good breakdown. So, and I mean, when I read it, I didn't know that the masculine was part of the sun. That was interesting to read that too. And the feminine is part of the moon, and the masculine is part of the sun. That was interesting to me to kind of see that. And as you can see right here, where it says more receiving. A lot of times when we receive, when we kind of, we want to be able to listen and receive, that's our feminine side. Which is interesting. And and another thing about this, it's like, you wouldn't even notice this until you go and study. It's like I'm just being me, you know what I'm saying? But you're using different types of energies. which is interesting. So then it says yin is the feminine life force. Traits like leadership, yang. Yang embodies the sun. Yang is the strength and action. Like I told you, when it comes to masculine, you won't go. So just to touch a little small of it, because I don't want to cramp everything in, the sacral chakra relates to our balance of the masculine and feminine energies inside our energy field. I wanted to go into it, but I paused myself. I didn't want to go so far into the sacral chakra, though, you guys. Okay? But we understand that meditating masculine and feminine energies due to association with creative and emotion. When this energy center is open and flowing freely, it allows for us authentic emotions expression. It promotes empathy. That's the feminine within us. And let me see. I got that on my notes. I wanted to say something. No, I didn't write it down. But we're going to go into that. I'll get into that in a little bit. But we're going to talk about more about the sacral chakra on my next study next week and kind of just dive into that more, just one at a time. We ain't going to overdo it. Okay? The sacral chakra may manifest impulsive actions driven by passion. And then you see seeking behavior, that'll be the masculine side. And then we have, it says, unactive sacral chakra can result in feelings of numbness or disconnection from one's emotions. That's feminine. When our sacral chakra is out of balance, we are trapped in feelings of self-pity or thinking we deserve unhappiness. So when I started studying the chakras and I started feeling certain ways in life, y'all, I did start going to some of the chakras and kind of seeing why I felt that certain way. So I was happy that we started touching on the chakras in this group too.
Yeah, me too. I've been doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like, dang.
Trying to get
So,
like a more of an understanding on each one of the 7 chakras.
right. And that's why, like, I think you had, yeah, you probably missed that part at the beginning. I was just saying that, you know, we gonna just go into depth like one at a time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just understand them Jones all the way to a T. Like, to be honest with you, I can't express them Jones off the top of my dome right now.
Nah, I mean,
You know what I'm saying? I gotta really look it up first before I tell anything. Yeah.
I know those
So,
lower 3 are the cardinal ones, like especially the sacral, the very first one, the red one. That's the, like when you led by like sexual nature or like just like physical pleasures and shit. Like it keeps you attached to this realm and it prevents you from like.
yeah, like yeah, and I think the sacral is where the stomach is at, if I'm not mistaken. I think
It's like where your tailbone is at.
Uh-huh.
The second one is in your stomach, and then the third one is like above your rib cage, and then the heart one is like in the middle of your chest, like directly across from your heart. And you got the one at your mouth, the one at your eyes, and the one at the very top of your head.
And the only thing I need to learn is like, well, pretty much some of the names or kind of breaking them down. You know what I'm saying? Like the colors and stuff like that.
Yeah, yep.
And then like we're gonna go into next week where like the certain chakras being feminine and masculine, and it kind of help people too when they dealing with certain energies. They'll know which chakra and then which energy is you dealing with and everything, because it helps with, like I said, conversations, everything.
It teach you to recognize like what's your blockage so you can release it.
Facts. Yep. Facts. Yep. That's a fact. Anybody else want to add something in? Okay, cool. So balance of the masculine energy looks like taking action, like I was saying earlier. Setting and upholding boundaries, strategizing, leadership, analyzing, and standing up for a cause. That's your masculine. And that's a balance, masculine. A balance of feminine energy looks like listening and holding space, feeling your emotions, feeling your intuition, nurturing someone, being sensual. I think I pronounced it sensual or creative. One flows through these states of being all day, every day. So that's both like some of the, we can go in more into them, but it would have been so much on the slide, but that's much how being balanced with feminine and masculine energy is. And it just, like I said, this study just make you self-reflect on times that I did these things, and not knowing what space I was in within my, what state I was in my mind. But now, as me studying, I'm aware of it. Okay, this is actually what I'm doing right here. What you were saying?
No, I was just agreeing with you because everything, like a lot of stuff you're saying right now, it's like to relate because I've been on the same study and I'm like trying to hold myself accountable and like just all the things to get that balance, like figure out what's blocking me right now and then see laying that on the chakras and then kind of like start the work to balance it out.
Yeah, that's a fact. I've been too, bro. Holding myself accountable, like that's a good word for sure. And knowing that I'm unbalanced, you know what I mean?
Yep. That's the first part, like just recognizing that you're unbalanced and then going to look for where the unbalance is at and then finding the balance.
Yep. That's a fact. So, hold on, my dad. Yeah. It's hold on, wait. No. Hold on, start with her. You want to change my pants, bro? I can't get my pants in, man. Huh? Yeah, we're going to change. Look what he's saying. I don't know how you going to do this. You got to call her. Yeah. She going to have to do that for me. Okay. You start. All right, so yeah, unbalanced masculine energy looks like domination, control, force, lack of accountability, zoning out, not being present, irresponsibility. Yeah, I've been all of them. Total avoidance, yeah, I've been all of that for sure. For sure. Unbalanced feminine energy looks like uncontrolled rage. Shoot, we all seen that episode for the women.
I've been there too.
Yeah.
I've been angry at times. I used to drink a lot. You know what
I'm saying? Yeah, that's a fact, bro. The silent treatment. Yeah. That's crazy. Manipulation, victimhood. Wow, my little joint covering it.
Codependency. Yeah, I've been that.
Codependency, codependency, insecurity, bro, that victimhood, man, there's too many people, man. That's victimized mentality everywhere.
Yeah, that shit is in everything. As soon as somebody reach a roadblock or a barrier in their life, the victimhood come out immediately. Like that's what like keep you right there.
Facts, bro. Yeah, bro. Like, dang. Like, come on, bro.
It come out sincere as this happened, which this is why I couldn't. But really, that's what that whole like going within is about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The Bible, it's like you go within and take accountability, so you can rise through these chakras to get to the the Christ conscious. But My bad. I ain't trying to take over. I'm just trying to
No,
answer.
do your thing. Shoot, do your thing, bro. That's what I told you. Told him this is what it's about. This our Bible study different. Everybody got a voice. Yeah, go ahead, do your thing, man.
Nah, I'm just, you know what I'm saying, just add.
Yeah, do your thing. Shoot. Anybody else? Mitch, Trey,
I was just
see?
thinking victimized mentality is also due to trauma, so.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I agree. They there.
I was gonna say I can see both ends because I have caught myself many times being unbalanced on both sides of the energy. I grew up having uncontrolled rage. I sometimes catch myself doing silent treatment. Sometimes I used to do the manipulation, the victim, codependency. I used to be insecure. Even with the masculine energy, control, force my way into things, try to avoid certain situation, always point the finger, the zoning out, like it all makes sense. And during the self work, you understand that you truly see how out of whack you are. And it takes time to, build yourself back into that balance. So everything that you're saying, bro, I 100% agree with you saying.
Appreciate you. This what is about. I mean,
Only one
no,
more
go
thing
ahead.
I
Yeah,
add
go
to
ahead.
that is like for me the only like the with the victimhood, like or any of them, not just victimhood, but any of them, like anything could be, like it could be trauma, it could be whatever, but that's like, it's, you still got to go within. You can't get stuck there. Whatever's making you feel like you got to unbalance masculine or feminine energy, like you can't stay stuck there for whatever reason, and it could be like 100% not your fault, but if you go within, recognize that that's the thing that's holding you back, and then let it go. That's how you assume. That's the only way to do it too. Like that's the one thing I come to realize on my journey is like, you can have all the excuses in the world, and they can all be valid, but they don't help you. They don't help you grow if you just stay stuck there and settle for the excuses.
That's a fact. For real, that's a fact. And I just, man, for real, I just feel like women the feminine be neglected so much, bro. Like when you look at history, it's just so much around the feminine side, physical and spiritual, yo.
Yeah, it's a fact because when you look way back, women weren't supposed to have a voice, and
Right.
we see how it took a toll on women, just personally. Even when we talk about men and their feminine energy, and how we grew up to not be in our feelings, not to express ourselves, not to show we all supposed to be strong. Like it's crazy how society has made us be like we supposed to carry the trait of what our natural born sex is, which is insane because people fail to realize that we're carrying both things. Like just like a woman carries the masculine and feminine energy, she's supposed to be able to understand both.
Mm-hmm.
A man's supposed to be able to understand the feminine energy in his masculine energy, because what I also realized and understood was that with men, we're naturally in our masculine energy. And what we need to tune into is the feminine energy to understand it. That's why we have the woman, because the woman is more in tuned into her feminine energy. And we have to understand, because they're so in tune into that energy. They're supposed to teach us that, just as though we're supposed to teach the women more of the masculine energy. But people ain't trying to tell us that. People trying to say women in the feminine energy and they stay there, and the man in the masculine energy and he stay there. It's like that's a complete off balance, if you want to be real.
Man, you speaking that shit, bro. You that shit right on the nail, bro. They that's what they do. They, like you said, they build us up
They don't 100%.
to neglect. Say it again.
No, I was just saying I agree with everything Trey just said. That 100%. That was spot on the money.
Oh yeah, he hit that shit on the nail. They do that, bro, and that's why this quote is so powerful right here, because like you said, when we came and we became boys or whatever the case may be, they teach us, don't do this, don't cry, don't do this. You know what I'm saying? And they neglecting our feminine side of us. And that's why we be the way we be.
What makes everything the way it is right now with all of this, like, acting out, and you see how kids is killing, like, young kids is killing each other, don't even understand, like, their brains ain't even fully developed, but they've been taught to, like they so unbalanced and not knowing how to express their feelings, so they just acting out of emotions 24/7, like they acting out of the lowest part of their nature.
That's a fact.
They got women acting masculine.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That what's the movement called, y'all? Feminism, whatever it's called. It's so, bro. It's just it's crazy to me, because it's like, why are we not talking about balance? Why are we not talking about balance in a household? You know what I'm saying? Why is women trying to, I can be the man and this and that? Like, I don't even understand those debates or those podcasts. Like, come on, y'all. Like, we need to talk about balance. They destroyed families. They don't want us to be families. They want y'all to fight and who's better, the women or the man. And they that's the stuff that they want. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like the movement. Some females, they love the movement. Me, I don't like it. Like Kevin Samuels, I don't like what he does. Like, you destroying women, bro. That's crazy. I mean, rest in peace to the man, but what he was doing, I didn't like it at all.
I didn't either. I didn't either.
Yeah, instead of him building women up, he was tearing women down, bro. Like, build these women up and don't tell them they don't deserve it, they don't deserve that, and this man, and don't do that, bro. You talk to women and you embrace women, because if it weren't for a woman, you wouldn't even be where you at. You wouldn't even be alive. If your mama would have said, no, I don't want this baby, you would be here. She the one that got to make the decision at the end of the day. It takes two, but the woman is the last, the last, you know what I'm saying? Say so. You know what I mean? So, a lot of them people like that right there, I don't even listen to them, yo. Not me, I don't.
Did you guys hear about, a lot of women are saying now they'd rather choose the bear? Did you guys, have you been hearing about that?
They'd rather choose the who?
The bear.
You saw
They'd rather
choose the
bear. The bear, BEAR, the bear, the animal, the bear. They'd rather they feel safer around a bear than a man, than an actual man's presence.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's what we done came to.
Yeah.
That's really what we came to. And then it's like, man, we can be on this topic all day long, yo. How the world is so unbalanced. It's crazy.
I was doing something real quick, but I had something to add to that, which I was talking
about.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Kevin Samuels thing.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the way he was tearing women down either. Like, that was trash. But I get the message he was trying to send, but I also get the part of him that's being a capitalist and trying to make money off of what he was doing. His basic message started from a premise of like, basically, like, in a nutshell, like, women are delusional. and he was trying to point that out by showing how unrealistic a lot of those women was being when it comes to like what they expect out of a man, and then her not really holding herself accountable like in relationship. That's why he was always talking about like sign language and this and this and that. But I just think he was just tearing them down, like, which was unnecessary. I think if he would have had that message and came from a different angle, it would have been more powerful. But
right,
he was trying to sell his. He was I think he was doing life coaching at the time, and so he was basically trying to like weed out these men and claim like the high value man. Basically, he's just trying to guarantee his money, because anybody that see his program and identify with the wrong part of the message is going to go and consult with him so he can get his money. But I get what he was trying to do, but at the end of the day, like, turn down women, that's just ain't never a good look for me. Like, I got 3.
Yeah, you're right though. But yeah, I agree with you saying though. I do feel like you said, when it comes to him talking about women that don't need to go for like a Jay-Z or something, you know what I'm saying? I understand that. Yeah, you don't need to chase those type of men, because those type of men is not going to treat you the right way. So I understand that.
He was just pointing out the fact that like how the hip hop culture has brainwashed women into thinking all of them can end up with this same type of men. And when you look at the numbers, if all the women end up with all those type of men, they wouldn't be dating inside of their race, because the whole race don't, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's a fact.
That's not realistic, and that's like part of what he was trying to like get people to see is like, but not only for men, for women too, because it's like some of them really do need to be realistic. They all came in there like ranking themselves the highest they could rank themselves, and then when you come down to it, it's like, yeah, like, all right, let's say like it was a single chick with like 2 kids, 2 different baby dads. In reality, like, honestly, no, I don't want to say no, but like, not very many rich men.
Slim chance,
or the men that they were describing that they want to end up with is coming to save you. All the bad decisions. You didn't stay with the first dad, you didn't stay with the second dad, and now here you are talking about, I deserve a man who makes this to come take care of me and my kids. That's just not realistic. And that's what he was just trying to point out. But he just did it so disrespectfully. Like, that's just the part I can't get with.
Yeah, and you know how it is. You know how it ain't what you say, it's how you say it.
That.
You know what I mean?
He did challenge what he saw. Yeah.
Please.
Go ahead, Ed.
And then it'd be like the audacity of some of them too, because he'll be like, you know, you deserve a man who gets up, go to work every day, and make just enough that if y'all work together, y'all and women be like, no, like, as if that's a bad man. Like, so like I get why he was like on the man's side, but like, nah, he could have had balance and held both parties accountable, because it ain't like all men out there handling their business neither.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. When you say what you were saying though, man?
I was just saying that I think he challenged what he saw as unrealistic dating standards, like arguing that many women overvalued material success while undervaluing emotional and rational, compatibility. So I see what Ed was saying.
She just summed up my 5-minute rant.
Yes.
Appreciate that, Nick.
Nah, all of the good stuff, because it's like, yeah, she said.
Last word.
Anything else? We're gonna move on to the next joint. So basically, Christ embodies both feminine and masculine. So let's discuss the qualities that God speaks in the Bible. It's all through the Bible. Let's start out with the first one. When it comes to Proverbs, right? how he called the feminine wisdom. Proverbs 8. Which ain't nobody gonna look at it as feminine energy, but obviously it is, because we know when it come to grandma, we know grandma gonna have all the wisdom anyway. Grandma, all our grandmas was very wise. Yeah, where do I want to start at? It is way before he works old. Oh, wait, is it? Yeah, it's Proverbs 8. What is it? Which, let me go to a different version now. There it goes. It says, "Do not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice? She stand up in the top of the high places, by the way in the places of the paths. She cried at the gates, at the entrance of the city, at the coming in at the doors. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of understanding heart. Herefore I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips." Now let's stop real quick, because obviously we need to know who's speaking right here. Wisdom is speaking, and he used an attribute as a she, which is feminine. That's who's speaking. If they say God is speaking, okay, but we need to know that God is masculine and feminine energy. So the feminine right now is speaking. Then it says, "All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them. They are all plain to him that understand me, and right to them that find knowledge." All God is telling us now is, this is what wisdom does for you. This is what feminine energy does for you. That's to sum all of this up right here. This is what God is telling you. He let you know that for mouth shall speak truth. Wisdom will always speak truth. Wisdom will never speak wickedness. It is an abomination to our lips. The whole Bible is a letter. For the ones that didn't know. Let's see my notes. Let's see something before I go too further. Hold on. We're gonna go on that because the spirit's starting to talk, but I just want to show this because I ain't gonna go 9, but 9 and 10 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding." Oh, and then wait. "Wisdom hath built her house. She hath heaven out her 7 pillars." So we can go into 9 and 10. We understand that wisdom, what does it mean when it says wisdom hath built her house? What does that mean? And I ain't even got this down to just something that just stand out to me right quick. Anybody, what does it mean?
About the 7 chakras.
Right? Yeah, with the 7 pillars. That's right. But what does it mean when it says wisdom has built her house, though? That's right. With the 7 pillars, that is the 7 chakra. But when it says wisdom has, go ahead. And it's simple. If the house, which we already know that's God's temple. So when it says wisdom has built her house, all it's saying is the way your temple has been built, it's been built with wisdom. Like, for example, let's use Ant for example. He's bodybuilding himself. He's keeping himself healthy. He's using wisdom to keep his body in shape, to keep his triceps right, to keep everything right, to eat the right foods. That's wisdom building the house, building the temple up. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Go ahead, somebody. I think Ant was trying to say something too, or somebody.
I think I was gonna say something, but
But go ahead. Yeah. But I know I heard Trey, and then I heard somebody else behind Trey.
So wisdom establishes stability, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's building up your temple. Your temple is being built. Your temple is being built on wisdom. Your temple is being built off the 7. Let's put it like this.
Go ahead.
Let's put it like this. Right now, we just talking about wisdom. But if we want to just talk about our temple actually being built, these are the things, these are the 7 that God is using, that God is giving you. Okay, there you go. The 7 spirits is what God is using to build your temple. But a lot of people neglect these spirits, which we know spirit is thought. So he's giving you wisdom. He's giving you understanding. He's giving you counsel. He's giving you might. He's giving you knowledge. But right now, Proverbs 9 only used wisdom for that context of that chapter. That's it. But all of these things are being used to build your temple up for you to be the Christ that God wants you to be. Now, does that make sense?
Yes.
The understanding right here and the wisdom will be what? What would that be, Mitch?
The feminine part of the brain, right?
Correct.
The feminine nature.
Correct. The understanding is receiving. Wisdom, we already know. He already referenced to wisdom being feminine. Wisdom and understanding. Go ahead.
You asked me a question. I'm sorry. I didn't quite hear what you said.
So I just said that wisdom and understanding will be what would it be? Would it be masculine or feminine? That's basically what I had asked. But yeah, so the wisdom and understanding will be the feminine. And like I said, I'm showing you that it's all through the Bible, the balance, the masculine and feminine. But God is using masculine and feminine to build us up. Those energies are being used to build the temple that he wants you to be. There's just another depth that we're going in the Bible that quite few don't even go into. And the understanding will be the receiving part, which is feminine energy. Does that make sense, Mitch? Does that make sense, Mitch? She probably can't even hear me. Can y'all hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. I don't know what's going on. I did hear what you said. I was replying, but I didn't think you heard me.
Oh.
What I was saying is wisdom is depicted as nurturing, guiding, and inviting people to follow her path, qualities, and traditionally associated with femininity. I think that's what I'm.
Yeah, that's nurturing. Yeah. So when you look at might and you look at knowledge, righteousness, all of those things are masculine. See that? So those say it again.
Oh, I said got it.
Yeah. So that's the seven spirits is what God uses, and these 7 spirits, when we decipher them, they be masculine and feminine energy. But when it comes to all 7 that he gives you, we got to understand that we balancing that, because 7 means complete. And if the 7 ain't complete, then it's unbalanced. It's not right. And some people get some, God gives it to certain people certain ways. Sometimes people get the wisdom and they don't get the understanding at the time, but they got the wisdom. Some people might have the might and the counsel, but they ain't got no knowledge yet. I know a few people that's like that right now that I can name off the top of my head. A few people in my life. Some of my friends and stuff that God has gave them that, So it's just, and then me, I look at this, because I'm always keep it real with y'all. Some of this stuff, you know what I'm saying? A few of these spirits, I don't have them to the potential that they need to be. Because it's still an unbalance within me that I'm still trying to, I'm getting to a point where I want to be balanced. So if I ever, not ever, but when I do balance, then I know the spirit of knowledge, the spirit of wisdom, the spirit of understanding, and all of these things will be at the top tier. Because everything, remember, we all know that before it gets to Christ, it ain't that much. You know what I'm saying? The understanding ain't going to be quite there yet. So. But that's the feminine and masculine. So that's what 9. So 9 is just saying that wisdom was built in that context right there. So when we go back to Proverbs 8 real fast, and when we read all this right here. Understand, ye fools, be understanding. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness and abomination to my lips. All the words of the mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them. Righteousness, I just said it. That would be masculine energy. Okay? They're all plain to him that understand thee, and right to them that find knowledge. See that? So as now when we start to read the Bible after this study, we now starting to see, we was blind, but now we can see what energy is being used in certain passages and certain sentences. We can see that now because we've healed ourselves now. We was blind to the feminine and the masculine. I was blind, right? All of us was blind to some people, but anyway, I would say me. I was blind to the feminine and masculine energy within the Bible, but now that I have studied, I can see it now. I was blind, but now I can see. Receive my instructions and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. Choose gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to them. That's very powerful. Why? Because once it's in your head, can't nobody take it from you. We can take rubies from you though, but nobody can take wisdom from you. The only person to take that from you is God. So knowledge is more powerful than we know that anyway. When we talk about spiritual and physical things, but it's just a powerful verse right there. Y'all want to add anything in? So we're going to kind of read through all of this real quick. A wisdom dwell with prudence and find out knowledge of witty and faith. I'm sorry. I'm about to butcher that word. Inventions. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, arrogancy. Yeah, and the evil way and the forward mouth do I hate. Counsel is mine and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. Pretty much what the Isaiah 11 said. It's just strange to me, y'all. I just got to say this. It's strange to me that I'd be butchering a lot of words, but I just have understanding. I don't know what that's about. That's interesting to me, though.
You were called or something.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Because I'd be slicing and dicing these words. But let me see. By me, kings reign and princes, decree justice. By me, princes rule and nobles, even all of the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. And we still talking about wisdom, y'all. Riches and honor are with me. Matter of fact, Trey, we can do this one together. Where you at?
Hey, I'm right here.
All right. Yeah, we can read. You want to read this one together?
You want to do with Proverbs? We can do Proverbs.
All right. So we're going to read. We're going to do 8 and 9.
Okay.
So I pretty much done what? It's 36. I'll stop. Let me see. Riches and honor are with me. Yeah. Riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold. Yeah, than fine gold. And my revenue than choice silver. I lead in the way of the righteousness in the midst of the paths of judgment, that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance, and I will find their treasures. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way before his works of old. Says wisdom was in the beginning. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there was no depths, I was brought forth. When there was no fountains abiding with water. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was, I brought forth. Well as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest parts of the dust, or the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth. When he established the clouds above. When he strengthened the fountains of the deep. Talking about wisdom, feminine energy. When he gave to the sea his decree that the water should not pass his commandment. When he appointed the fountains of the earth. When I was by him as one brought up with him, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him. This is powerful, though. That wisdom was in the beginning. And you know what's so strange? Well, not strange, but it just makes sense, right? In order to set up all of this, and we're gonna just talk about physical real fast, so I can make it make a little more sense. Then we'll head to the spiritual. When it talks about this right here, before clouds and heavens and dust and everything was put there, the mountains, before the mountains were settled and everything else, you got to understand that you got to think first, don't you? Thought come first. So what wisdom is, what this passage is telling us is wisdom's going to be first before you even set up anything that's great. The heavens are beautiful. The mountains are beautiful. The clouds are beautiful. So God had to have wisdom first before he set up everything, right? Make sense?
Yep, make perfect sense.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's what it's about. Thought is first. We know thought come first. The logos, the idea. So wisdom got to be first. Wisdom got to be first before anything. If we trying to do something right by our kids, right by our wife, right by our jobs, right by friends, anything, this presentation, everything got to be that wisdom, that thought first got to come first. It got to be in the beginning first. So that's what this passage is talking about too. Go ahead. Well, you said somebody said something?
No, I had called.
Oh, okay. And it says right here, look, hear instructions and be wise and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that hear me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. See that? So what is it saying? Blessed is the man that hear wisdom, watching daily at my gates and waiting at my posts for my doors. Every man and every woman should find wisdom at some point in life. Because without wisdom, you pretty much nothing. You got to be wise. We know that off gate. For those find me, find life. See that? And shall obtain favor of the Lord. But he that sinneth against me, against wisdom, wrong of his own soul, and they hate me, love death. That's powerful right there, y'all. That's powerful. But this passage was about wisdom, and it's a female. It's feminine. Feminine energy. So we can go to 9 now, and we'll let Trey read 9. And now it goes into a great Trey.
All right. So it said, we at Proverbs 9, verse 1. Wisdom has builded her house. She has hewn out her 7 pillars. She had killed her beast. She had mingled her wine. She had also furnished her table. She had sent forth her maidens. She cried upon the highest places of the city. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. As for him that wanteth understanding, she said to him, come, eat of my bread, and drink of the wine which I have mingled. Forsake the foolish and live, and go in the way of understanding. He that reproveth a scorner getteth to himself shame, and he that rebuketh a wicked man getteth himself a blot. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach just a man, and he will increase in learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. If thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself. But if you scornest, you alone shall bear it. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. For she sitteth at the door of her house, on a seat in the high places of the city, to call passengers who go right on their ways. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. And as for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, stolen waters are sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he knoweth not that the dead are there, and that her guests are in the depths of hell.
Right. So we can break it down a little bit, right?
Like that passage.
Huh?
I said I like that passage.
That thing was powerful.
It tell you the two different energies.
Yep. That's right. So we start out with context. We see that wisdom had built her house. She have hewed out her 7 pillars. She have killed her beasts She have mingled her wine. She have also furnished her table. So we talking about cleaning up now. And she have sent forth her maiden. She cried upon the highest places of the city. And we know clear as day that it's not actually talking about a physical city. When we talk about cities and crossing over to a new city or a new land or anything, we talking about what? We talking about a state of mind. So we see what wisdom is doing. Wisdom is killing all the bad thoughts. Wisdom has built the temple and is killing beasts, cleaning up tables, sending forth maids and everything else. We see right here, we actually reading it with a true eye. We know that it's cleaning the thoughts. Because you want to speak truth, you don't want to speak lies, you don't want to speak abomination. You want to be able to be Christ. That makes sense?
Yep, I'm following.
It's the same as entering the kingdom of God, like the emotions, the man getting the emotions under control, which, the wisdom basically just saying it went and found balance. You know what I'm saying? It cleaned out the 7 chakras, which is how you rise in consciousness. And then trade saying it, and they tell you about both sides of it.
Yep. So basically Proverbs 8 and 9 is still, it's talking about wisdom. So we continue to read. Pretty much when you decipher, you see exactly what wisdom is doing. It's a letter to us. Forsake the foolish and live and go in the way of the understanding. See that? That's wisdom. That's feminine energy. Come eat my bread and drink of wine which I have mingled. All of this is what she said to him. See? That's speaking to you. That's what the feminine energy does. He that reprove and struggle.
Get understanding.
Yep. With all thou get understanding. Yes, sir. He that reprove and get into himself shame, and he that rebuke a wicked man giveth himself a blot. Reprove not to a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. Give instructions to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. Instruction. I like that verse. You know why? I told a guy today, because I had to do some I got a new system that I'm using, and it's called eHub. And you gotta basically learn how to put time in and everything like that. But anyway, I don't want to get long with it. So the guy was he was experienced on using the system or whatever case may be, and I was saying, hey, don't don't feel offended when I'm kind of jumping into your space a little bit. It's just I want to know it. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, I said, if you give a man a fish, he'll eat a day. But if you teach a man how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. He's like, yeah, I like that. I was like, yeah. I was like, so that's why I want you to teach me how to fish. I don't want you to tell me nothing. Teach me how to do this so I can know how to do this forever. And he was like, okay. So I like that right there. Give instructions to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. We just read this. And the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by thee the days shall be multiplied, and the years of life shall be increased. We understand clearly, if we look at that physically, that if you are wise, then yes, your days will multiply, your years will multiply, all of this will happen. It's a fact. You take care of yourself. You do right by people. I mean, sometimes things happen, I understand, but I mean, when it comes to taking care of yourself and doing right by people, you do live a long time. You know, we got a lot of proof for that. We got a lot of people, my grandma, other people's grandmas, stuff like that. You do right by people, your days be multiplied. You got to be a wise person, especially in this world that we in now, man. Because the world ain't the world not getting better. It's the people. Some of the people are getting better, but the world getting worse. So that's Proverbs itself is a good book, to be honest, which is all about wisdom. Proverbs is an amazing book. It says, if thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself. But if thou scornest, thou alone shalt bear it. And again, when we reference wisdom, we talk about that feminine side of you. So feminine is going to give you life, like the study said. It's going to multiply your life. It's going to build your temple up. The feminine side is doing that. Feminine side is helping Ant with bodybuilding. Feminine side is helping me eat better. You know what I'm saying? That's the feminine side of you. That's not your masculine side that's doing that for us, for anybody, for men and women. You taking care of yourself and creating the body that you want to have with women, you know, not the women that go to doctors, and that's craziness. That ain't masculine or feminine. That's I don't even know what to call that. I don't know what to call it. Y'all got a word for it? Yeah, I don't know what to call that, but when it comes to working on your body and everything like that, and all of that is feminine. Creating the life that you want to see, buying you a new home, car, your creativity. Men that cut grass good, and they weed eat and have all the the lines where the sidewalks that cleaned up and ditches, and all of that is feminine. And they wouldn't even believe it if you tell them that. All them people that's building skyscrapers and bridges and all that stuff like that, that's feminine. That's the feminine energy within them, and they don't even know it. But they steady neglect the woman. They steady neglect the feminine side, which is crazy.
It's because if you tell them that, they will feel insulted. Especially if you tell men that. They'll think, are you calling me a woman? Or you...
Yeah, you're right.
You don't understand the true meaning of the word yet. The biblical meaning.
Right. I agree 100%. Yeah, I agree 100%. What else you had? You gotta come on in, Trey, so we can break it down together.
All right, I'm here. What are we talking about now?
Yeah, you still on the basis of the same passage.
Okay. I don't really got nothing to say. It was my fault. I was making me something to eat.
No, you good. You good. You good, bro. You good.
I'm still listening because I kind of I probably missed a little bit of the context.
No, I mean, it's just pretty much what it is. Feminine and masculine energy. I'm just kind of went into the fact that anything that you being creative about, the men that's building skyscraper bridges, and men that cut grass, and all the things that they think that they doing masculine, they really ain't. The people that build cars, that's feminine energy.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah, that's creative.
Very creative.
Yeah, that's creative.
Maybe your next live, Messiah, you talk about that.
Yeah, I need to do that. I definitely need to do that.
I think with this, when scriptures like this, when we talk about the masculine and feminine energy, and we try to, when you bring in discussions about how we got to stop taking the Bible so literal, I think a scripture like a passage like this itself, when we break it down to make people understand that these stories that they talk about, it's talking about the different energies and the different ways of people living. It's not about these little people walking on earth, but it's the message that the Bible's trying to get you to understand that you have to find balance within your own two energies, because they're flowing in both of us. And nobody is more special than the other. We're all equal because we all are one with the main source, which is God. So when with verse 10, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Now, when I see that, that doesn't tell me that I'm supposed to fear God in order to gain understanding. But how I look at it as, taking away everything that I knew that, I was taught throughout all my years of living. That fear of taking away the knowledge that I had to gain new understanding, that is that new beginning of my wisdom. And so when you go to the next part, when it says, in the knowledge of the holy is understanding, and that's when I accept within myself that, there's a new beginning to myself. And I'm going to allow my wisdom to just guide me throughout. And that's why I think now that I'm talking, it correlates what I'm saying when you go to verse 11. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. So what it's saying to me is that, through each day I will gain wisdom and understanding. And that's right. It doesn't matter if it takes days or it takes years. It's just one step at a time. You will see you grow as you go. And so when we go down to 12, if thou be wise, you shall be wise for yourself. But if you scornest, thou be alone shall bear it. So if we follow wisdom, we doing it for ourselves. But if we take that wisdom and, try to seem as though we're better, then everything that we worked on, it was pointless. So everything that, we working on, when we take away our own, our own pride, we're gaining something better for ourselves. So I just want to say that everything you saying, bro, is factual. And I think that's just something we need to show the people, especially when you go on live, because everybody who's in this chat is saying that this Bible is not literal, and we can break it down on how it's talking about our mindset, our energy, doing right, doing wrong, the chakras, everything.
Okay.
I'm done.
Oh, you good? Okay. So yeah, let me see. But yeah, you didn't know it now. Let me see. I can go into a few more. Proverbs. Proverbs 1. And let me show this real quick.
Hey, it's another one that I like. Which one is it? Hold on real quick. Let me see something.
All right. I got another diagram right here too.
Oh man, that's
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah, this is a real good one. Can you put this in the chat?
Yep.
Yeah, I can put it in the chat.
Because I like how you got unbalanced masculine and then Jesus masculine, which makes that name represent that it was balanced.
Right.
As well as unbalanced and then the Jesus feminine. Yeah, this a good one.
I just screenshot it.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to put it in the chat, Messiah. I'll do it if you want.
Yeah, you can put it in chat. Put it in chat for me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
What scripture was that? Hey, bro, what's that scripture where it's talking about if a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing?
Proverbs 31, I believe. I believe that's Proverbs 31. Let me see.
Proverbs 18:22.
Yep.
Yeah, Proverbs what?
18:22.
Oh, 18:22.
So it says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." So the reason why I bring up this scripture is because, people use this scripture to say, the woman is the prize and blah, blah, blah. And so I had a lot of debates with people about this one because I said, why are y'all taking this literal? Because if we're going to talk about the Bible, we're going to talk about how scripture says that the woman came to be the helpmate for the man. So if y'all going to say that the woman is the prize, why are y'all saying that? In reality, nobody is the prize. The real prize is marriage, because throughout scripture, God talks about marriage. What do you do when you're supposed to have? What are you supposed to do before you have sex? You're supposed to get married. You're not supposed to have babies out of wedlock. So when you take this scripture, this goes back to what you were talking about, Messiah, when it talks about wisdom.
Right.
When you marry yourself to wisdom, you finding a good thing because wisdom is good for you. And that's why you get a favor by God, because God gives you that wisdom. So when you marry yourself to God and you become his wife, then you're favored by God's wisdom. But people don't want to hear that.
No, you're right though.
I agree. You're absolutely right. That's true.
I always say, nobody, no gender, no race, no nationality, no nothing is better than the next person. There's no hierarchy behind this. God is the only one that's above all. So what are we talking about?
That's right.
So in essence, the verse, let me see. So the verse underscores that a wife is not just a partner in a relationship, but a source of favor and goodness from God, right? Symbolizing companionship, support, and so the good thing
Right.
refers to the blessing, stability, and favor that comes from having a loving, faithful spouse.
Yeah, but it's not only that, it's the thought too. Because that's feminine energy.
So it's not just about the literal act of finding a wife, but recognizing the value, the blessings, and the divine favor that comes with the role of spouse in God's design. And
right,
I guess
the feminine energy too that you will have when you find feminine energy, when you actually marry with feminine energy, meaning balance. Because that's what it means to marry with the feminine energy. You will have a wife, you will be balanced with the feminine energy. That's also what it's saying too on a spiritual level.
Okay. Good things. Good. I love this.
This was a good verse right here.
That's all I always advocate. When it comes to man and woman, we supposed to balance each other out, because the woman's supposed to help the man understand his femininity, as well as the man supposed to help the woman understand her masculinity. But when you got all these upbringings on what people have taught us, we fell so far out of whack into believing that whole scripture where the whole divine order is God, Christ, man, then woman. And they took it literal, and that's the part that destroyed us, because we're not, when we learned about the whole sonship and all that, we learned that order wasn't talking about the actual order of our nature. It was supposed to be about ourselves.
That's right. The order was always within us.
And this is the message that needs to be taught in the world right now. And Messiah is the one to do it.
Let me see something real quick. So, hold on. I got a few other ones. Let me see. So like nurturing, right? That would be feminine. We'll go to Isaiah 49 and 15. Isaiah 49, 15. Yeah. How he referenced feminine. Can a woman forget her sucking child that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yeah, they may forget. Yeah, yet I will not forget thee. So this is feminine energy that God is speaking of. Again, we do Isaiah 66 and 13. As one whom his mother confronted, so I will confront you, and ye shall be confronted in Jerusalem. all feminine, some of the feminine attributes in Isaiah. Let's see. This was interesting, but if you got to find it in another translation. Let's see. Since 4:19. That my little children for whom I am again in the august of childbirth until Christ is formed in you. Another feminine energy. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians 2:17. But since we were torn away from you, brothers, for a short time in person, not in heart, we endure the more. Oh, what's that mean? Oh, 2:7. I'm sorry. But we are gentle among you like a nursing mother, taking care of her own children. Let's see. There's gentle, telling us clear to company. So, like Mitch had mentioned earlier, the compassion and the nurturing and the understanding and everything that Jesus had was very masculine. I mean, very feminine. How he healed the sick, that was feminine. That wasn't masculine energy.
Mm-hmm. Isaiah 49:15 as well.
Isaiah 49:15.
Mm-hmm. Shows God's compassion and nurturing care. So.
I won't forget her name. Yep. That she said no compassion on her son of her womb. Even these may forget. Yeah, I will not forget you. Yep. I mean, and then it's just these verses just stand out to you, but like you can go into context of a lot of verses and see that it's the feminine side of God. That's doing a lot, actually. I think to me, I feel like it's more feminine than masculine in the Bible, for real, for real. If you can just kind of sit here and brainstorm and think about the Bible and kind of summarize it in your head, it's more feminine. More feminine energy than masculine energy. I'm trying to think of some more. Now, the masculine side of Jesus will be more so when he was a stand-up guy. When he stand up in front of the Pharisees and stuff like that. That's masculine. Like,
I would even say he was.
But
I would even say he was masculine. Well, when they brought was it Mary Magdalene? And they tested him to see if she would get stoned tonight.
Oh yeah,
Go ahead.
What was that? That was in no, you good. What was that? I was just thinking of the verse. That's the one is that in John. But I know exactly what you're talking about though. Yeah, he was definitely masking that too.
Because he ain't allowed no emotion to get to him. And he went straight, and he used straight logic.
Yeah. You're right. That's masculine.
He straight up hit him with that. He said, okay, she could get stoned, but if neither one of y'all ever sin, y'all go ahead and throw that stone in. Dumb now.
Yeah.
Well, he also stood firm against injustice, hypocrisy, and oppression. As when he cleansed the temple in Matthew 21, that shows courage and strength.
Yeah. That definitely shows courage. Yeah, John 10 is just showing when he's standing up to the Pharisees, showing courage basically. And when they said they was about to stone him, he asked them, "For good deeds you stone me?" So that's just standing up. But yeah,
okay.
No, go ahead. I was just.
So would you say when he performed miracles, healed the sick, and cast out demons, that's demonstrating divine power and authority?
I'd say it would be so.
Yeah, because you gotta see he got it's a balance too in some of it too. It'll be a balance in some of them too.
Because he had sorrow. That's why he healed them.
Mm-hmm.
Just as the same way as when he walked on water and had Peter come out, that was him showing his masculine and feminine energy, but he showed the masculine to the nature of his surroundings, while he showed his feminine energy to Peter.
Yes, I agree. Compassion and healing.
Excuse me.
What you grabbing on?
Man, I just had me some what was it? Some jerk chicken with some rice.
Hey, where you get that Jamaican?
My lady had made that. She be whipping up anything.
Hey, okay. I went to the Jamaican restaurant last week. And got the jerk chicken.
Man, I love jerk food, bro. That seasoning, man.
Don't be hitting on.
Boy, be hitting, bro. I especially love that the jerk seafood, like the jerk shrimps and all that. Man, it's already it's insane that I love seafood, but then you throw some jerk on that junk.
I need to try. I ain't never tried nothing though. I ain't never tried no jerk seafood before.
Are you talking about shrimp, Trey? Like
yes, ma'am.
seafood?
I even had jerk lobster before.
Oh. It's even
So
better
good.
on the grill.
Say that again.
Jerk tastes better on the grill when you grill it.
I agree. It does.